In this video, I'm going to introduce an improper integral. An improper integral is an integral that has infinity in the bounds. So this can be up top, positive infinity, down here, negative, or both of the bounds. If I wanted you to integrate from 1 to infinity, 1 over x dx, what I did was I drew the curve. What it's asking me to do is find the area under the curve from 1 to infinity. So it is asking me to sum up the area all the way from 1 to infinity. The one on the right-hand side is almost the same thing. The only difference is I changed the denominator. I made it x squared. Same graph. The only difference is this one gets closer to the horizontal asymptote much more quickly. So the space in this one, there's a little bit more space. There's less space in here. But again, same idea. We're going to integrate, find the area under the curve from 1 to infinity. The one on the left, we say this diverges, which means we cannot find the area under the curve. It just keeps adding up or summing up to infinity. It's just growing and growing and growing. The one on the right, we can get a value. This converges. So we can find the area from some value to infinity depending on the curve. Why did the one on the right work and the one on the left not work? I would have to say probably just because the bottom is getting bigger so much faster. That's why this is getting closer and closer to the x-axis really quickly. So the area in here becomes insignificant so quickly that when we start adding it up, that number is so insignificant that it does converge. So how are we going to do this? We're going to do this just like normal integration. The only thing, because we're talking about what's happening at infinity, we have to use limits. So for the first one, we're going to integrate from 1 to infinity. You're going to take out the infinity and replace it with a letter. So I'm going to say from 1 to b, 1 over x dx. The only thing I need to do now is say the limit as b goes to infinity. We integrate, you get limit as b goes to infinity. When I integrate 1 over x, I get ln of x. I'm going to drop my bounds in. Now we plug in our bounds. Limit as b goes to infinity, we get ln of b minus ln of 1. ln of 1 goes to 0. Now I can plug in ln of b, which is going to be infinity, so this diverges. Just a little side note here. You are 100% responsible for the ln graph at this point. At 1, it's at 0. As I go to infinity, it also goes to infinity, just very slowly. And as I go to 0 from the right-hand side, it goes to negative infinity. The second one, we've got negative infinity, so I'm going to use a to 0, e to the x dx, and we have to say the limit as a goes to negative infinity. Limit as a goes to negative infinity. You keep writing the limit until you plug in. We integrate e to the x, we get e to the x. Write my bounds. I plug in my bounds, so limit as a goes to negative infinity, plug in the 0, e to the 0 minus e to the a. This goes to 1, I plug this in. So we've got 1 minus e to the a, but a is negative infinity. This becomes 1 minus 1 over e to the infinity. This goes to 0, we get 1. So this converges. For number 3, again, it's an improper integral. So I'm going to put the limit as b goes to infinity from 0 to b, 1 over 1 plus x squared dx. On the FRQ on the AP exam, you must show these steps. If it's multiple choice, you could be loose and not precise with writing the limit, but on an FRQ, 100% of the time, you need to write the limit. This is an arctan. So we've got the limit as b goes to infinity. It's arctan of x. And from 0 to b, I plug in my bounds. So limit as b goes to infinity, arctan of b minus arctan of 0. This goes to 0. Arctan of b is pi over 2. So I plug in. So we have arctan of infinity, which is pi over 2. That's the other graph you have to know. Arctan looks like this. Pi over 2 on the top. Minus pi over 2 on the bottom. Looks like that. Looks like that. So this is arctan of x. You must know that graph. So arctan of infinity. So as I go to infinity, it's bounded on the top by pi over 2. For 4, I'm going to rewrite this. We've got the limit as b goes to infinity, 1 to b, e to the negative 2x dx. If you want to do this as a u sub, you can. I would say at this point, you really should get comfortable with just a basic e to the x, e to the 2x, e to the 3x. You rewrite it, you divide by the derivative of the exponent. So that's what I'm going to do here. We've got the limit as b goes to infinity, e to the negative 2x. I'm going to rewrite it, e to the negative 2x, and then divide it by negative 2. My bounds are from 1 to b. So I've got the limit as b goes to infinity, e to the negative 2b over negative 2 minus, I'm going to say plus, e to the negative 2 over 2. So what I did here was the double negative. Remember, you plug in the top bound minus the bottom bound, but since it's negative, it's a double negative, becomes positive. Now I will plug in. So we're going to get e to the negative infinity over negative 2 plus 1 over 2e squared. This can come to the bottom, come up here. So we're going to get 1 over negative 2 e to the infinity plus 1 over 2e squared. This goes to 0. Final answer, it converges. And we got 1 over 2e squared. For number 5, this is going to diverge. I just want to talk about this for a second. Students sometimes struggle with this idea, but a sine curve we know goes all the way to infinity and it just repeats itself, right? It goes like this, that's like that, and then it just keeps going and going and going. So one would think that the area just cancels itself out, but again, we're going to infinity, so there's no finite value that we're going to. It doesn't end at any particular time. It's just oscillating back and forth. So this is going to diverge, but let's go ahead and do it using improper integral and limit. So we've got the limit as b goes to infinity from 0 to b, sine of x dx. When we integrate sine, we get at negative cosine. So limit as b goes to infinity. So I've got negative cosine of x, and we're going from 0 to b. I'm going to plug my bounds in. So we've got the limit as b goes to infinity, negative cosine of b plus cosine of 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. And again, this is the part that students struggle with a little bit, but now I'm looking at the cosine graph at infinity. It's not 1, it's not negative 1. It's going back and forth and back and forth. It's oscillating. So this diverges. If ever, and we're going to do a lot of things with infinity and diverging and converging, if ever one part of it diverges, the whole thing diverges. So we get diverges. for number 6. So 6 is an integration by parts. So let's go ahead and refresh how we do that. We have polynomial exponential, so I'm going to let u be x. So du is dx. dv is everything else, so it's e to the x dx, and then v is e to the x. So we've got the limit as a goes to negative infinity, so it's going to be uv, so x e to the x minus the integral of v du. Like that. My bounds are from a to 0, but we're still integrating. One thing to note, this is a common mistake that I've seen, or at least students question themselves, but so when we integrate, we get uv integral of v du, then we do this. The bounds go to everything, not just this part of it. Okay, that's a common question that I get in class. So we're going to get limit as a goes to negative infinity. We have x e to the x minus e to the x, and then from a to 0. Now we're going to plug in our bounds. So it's upper minus the lower. So I have to plug the 0 into all of this, and then come back, subtract, and then plug the a into all of this. That's where we're going with this. So I've got the limit as a goes to negative infinity. So I'm going to plug in here. So we get 0 times 1, which is 0, minus 1. Everybody follow? I'm just plugging the 0 into here. So 0, e to the 0 is 1, so 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So we're going to get negative 1. Then minus, now I'm going to plug the a in. So the a is a e to the a minus e to the a. I'm going to distribute, so we get the limit as a goes to negative infinity. You get negative 1 minus a e to the a plus e to the a. Couple of things here. This is tricky in here. But if I was to plug this to here, I would get 0, because I'm going, let me do it up here. You're going to get e to the negative infinity, which is 1 over e to the infinity, which is 0. So this is negative 1. This goes, so I'm going to work the middle piece over here. So we have the limit as a goes to negative infinity. It's a e to the a. So this is something where we want to create L'Hopital, if we can do it. So I've got, if I just plug in, I'm going to get negative infinity times e to the negative infinity, which becomes negative infinity over 0. Remember, we want 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. So I'm going to rewrite this. We've got the limit. I'm not doing L'Hopital yet. As a goes to negative infinity. I'm going to leave the a on top, put this on the bottom. So to put this on the bottom, it's 1 over e to the a. Now, when I plug this in, we're going to get negative infinity, and then this becomes e to the infinity, which is negative infinity over infinity, which says now we can do L'Hopital. So L'Hopital, I've got the limit as a goes to negative infinity. So I'm going to do from here. This becomes 1 over e to the negative a. The bottom is 1 over e to the a, which is e to the negative a. Remember, you rewrite it, multiply by the derivative of the exponent. So now I've got 1 over, I'm going to put the negative on top, e to the negative a, double negative, I get e to the infinity, which is 0. So that means this piece also goes to 0, which gives me negative 1. So this converges. Okay, number 7, we have an improper integral that has 2 infinities, so negative to positive. So I'm going to break this up to 2 integrals. We're going to go from negative infinity to 0. And then I'm going to go from 0 to infinity, e to the x, 1 plus e to the 2x dx. So you can work with either one. Once you get your answer, you're just going to double it. So for this, I'm going to let u be equal to e to the x. Du is e to the x dx, and then du over e to the x is dx. So we are going to write the limit. As a goes to negative infinity, we're going to go from a to 0, e to the x over 1 plus u squared. And then for dx, it's du over e to the x, cancel, cancel. So this becomes arctan. So I've got the limit. As a goes to negative infinity, arctan, so arctan of x, x is e to the x, and I'm going to go from a to 0. I plug in my bounds, so I've got the limit. As a goes to negative infinity, so it's arctan of e to the 0 minus arctan of e to the a. Arctan e to the 0, this is 1. Arctan of 1 is pi over 4. If I plug in, take this out, negative infinity, this becomes arctan of 0 because it's 1 over e to the infinity. So arctan of 0 is 0, which gives me pi over 4. Remember, we're going to double it, so times it by 2, and you get pi over 2. But I want to make a note here. Let's say you pick the other side. I'm not going to redo the whole thing, but if you pick the other side, you end up with this. Limit as b goes to infinity, and it becomes arctan of e to the x, and now we're going from 0 to b. I plug in, so we're going to get the limit as b goes to infinity, arctan of e to the b minus arctan of e to the 0. This is 1. Arctan of 1 is pi over 4, so this is pi over 4 minus this is you have to know your arctan graph. So e to the infinity is infinite. So I need arctan of infinity. We just spoke about that. That is pi over 2. So this becomes pi over 2 minus pi over 4, which is pi over 4. But remember, we're multiplying it by 2 to get pi over 2.